Hi, Loki.
Hey,
What's up?
how you doing?
Good. How old are you?
23.
Okay. What's up?
Just wondering about the whole purpose of this live here.
What about it?
The purpose of it?
Mm-hmm.
That's what what's the reasoning?
Why does there have to be reasoning? It's just
No,
TikTok.
I mean
You don't
like
have to be here, Loki.
I'm asking you why you went live. Like what
Oh,
is
you're asking me about my existence and like why I have social media?
point taken?
Mm-hmm. Why did you come here, Loki?
Well, because I could.
Oh.
The same reason you posted all your stupid ass opinions there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Oops, sorry. No.
Hey.
Hi. Yeah. Hi, Carmen.
Hi. I wanted to ask about the Jesus was asexual.
Mm-hmm. But what about it?
I just want to hear your explanation, Like why do you why are you claiming that?
Well, Jesus had pronouns, right? Like him, he. So we can agree to that.
Uh-huh.
But he didn't seem to have any romantic interests or a partner
Okay.
or any sexual exploits. So if we were to make assumptions about people, I would say he was asexual.
Um Maybe he just didn't believe in that type of thing?
I
Like
don't
maybe it
know.
was like a personal choice. Like I don't think I'm gonna date anyone even if I find them. It's
Maybe.
kind of like being a priest, I think.
Maybe. Maybe
You
priests
know,
are
like
asexual.
no,
How do you
priests are
know,
definitely not
Carmen?
asexual.
Have you asked a priest?
Have you seen like I'm not gonna get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I bet you won't, Carmen.
I won't because
Okay.
it's a little inappropriate.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
Also, we pee where we please.
Well, I
Um,
what?
the we pee where we please thing. What does that mean? Like you just pop a squat anywhere?
Sure, if you want to. Yeah.
But
I think you
there's
know what it means, Carmen.
yeah, but there's
Hmm.
public restrooms and stuff that are
Oh
meant
yeah,
for
we
that.
go in there too.
Right.
What do you think I mean by we, Carmen?
We meaning everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Um,
Yeah.
do you find that inappropriate at all?
No.
Why not?
Well, everybody pees. Did you ever read that book to like kids? Like everybody pees.
No, I've
It's
never
a
read that book before, but I
oh, it's
know
a
that
great read.
everyone does.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Hi, Ellen.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Ellen?
would you consider that public
Not
nudity?
much.
It's not your turn, Carmen. Hello, Ellen.
Hi. Oh no, Carmen, go ahead. Finish your thought, girl.
Okay. As I was asking, would you find that to be public nudity if you were just to pop a squat anywhere?
Well, you were just talking about bathrooms, weren't you?
Well, yeah, but I'm still on the same topic.
Well, you were just talking about bathrooms, so
I
let's stay on
think
the
you're
topic.
avoiding my question.
No, you were talking about
I think
bathrooms.
you're missing the point.
Yeah,
Just say what you want to say, Carmen.
yeah. Would you like going again on the we pee or we please thing?
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider it to be public nudity if someone were to just pop a squat anywhere?
I don't know. Men pee outside all the time.
Do you find that disgusting at all?
I do, but men get away with it.
Right. So if I were to
Yeah.
go just on a sidewalk, it would be disgusting,
Who's gonna tell
but
her?
it should be okay.
No, I'm gonna let her walk into the point. She'll get there eventually. I mean, I'm a woman who has to pee a lot, so like Carmen, if I saw you peeing on the sidewalk, I'd be like, you should probably have to go really
I mean,
bad. Maybe
I have to pee a
I'd
lot
just
too.
look the other
I drink a
way,
lot of water.
Carmen. Mhm.
But I don't know. Like, public bathrooms are a thing. I guess if you like really, really had to go, you could go
Mhm.
into like like the woods or like, something like that.
Yeah.
I just
Peeing in the woods is great. I support that. Everybody should pee in the woods.
I'm
It's
cool with
so
that. I'm
freeing.
cool with that. But
Yeah.
I feel like if you're in a major city,
Mhm.
instead of just like popping a squat on the sidewalk, maybe you could go
Mhm.
into a public restroom.
Yeah, that'd be great too. Mhm.
Hmm.
Thank you.
So what is it that, we can all go to the restrooms, right? We can just we all need to pee.
Mm-hmm.
So we can all go to the restroom, the bathroom, right?
Yep.
Yeah, like all of us, Carmen. Everyone.
All of us can do that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you're talking about trans people. Jesus Christ. My Lord.
I mean, I thought the little flags would help her. I thought she'd get there eventually.
Oh my Lord.
Guys, I've had a really long day, okay?
Yeah.
I've had a really long day.
Look, if you gotta go, you gotta go. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, Carmen, I don't care if you pee on the
Someone
sidewalk. I'm a
didn't tell me
woman.
that.
I don't.
That's so funny. Um, okay, about that. If
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
you're a trans person, I feel like, if you're presenting as a female, then yeah, go into the women's restroom, that's cool. But if you're like, in your little wife beater and your baggy jeans, you have a full grown beard and stuff,
Oh,
bunch
so
of
if you're like
tattoos.
a cisgendered woman who's a raging lesbian that looks like me, I should go in the men's room,
No,
right? Because
no.
I don't pass as a woman.
I feel like, I don't know. If you present whatever gender you present as,
So as if we present to the male gaze, we should go in the women's room, Carmen.
I guess so.
Right.
Ooh, that's yucky.
Mm. I mean, I should go pee in the men's room because I get like hairy legs and hairy pits, and sometimes I grow facial hair and wear like a tool belt. So I should just go piss with some men
I mean,
with
like,
my
hair is
coochie.
natural, right? But like, I feel like if you want to present a certain way, like, if you're like
So,
aiming to present
So
as a
Carmen,
male,
so trans women should transition and look like hyper feminine women?
not hyper feminine, no.
No, but they should be passable to the male gaze.
Not quite.
Ew.
Carmen,
Yes?
um, that type of thinking is putting cisgendered women in danger. Um, not last week, a cisgendered woman was unalived in Richmond, Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
because a man thought she was trans.
Right.
And trans people like myself
Mm-hmm.
have been peeing next to you for decades without any problems until now.
Right.
And why do you think those problems rose up? Because people are being more, made aware of trans people?
Most of it has to do with the rhetoric being put out by Republicans and the churches
And men
and
that are
men.
harming women. It's not
Yeah.
trans people harming women.
Wasn't this the same argument like back in the 90s about like lesbians in the restroom?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
See, when I was a senior in high school, Matthew Shepard was murdered.
So Carmen, what do I need to do now as a hairy lesbian with a beard? Do I need to like put on makeup so I'll be safe to go in the bathroom?
I mean, no, you can do what you want. I guess what I was trying to say is like, maybe people will be like, and I'm not saying this as like, I don't know, you'll get my point. It's like, Maybe
No, we
people
get
who
the point, Carmen. We have to make everyone else comfortable.
maybe not comfortable, maybe more like
Mm-hmm.
understanding. I'm not sure how to phrase it.
Nerdy, do you want to phrase it for
So,
her?
4 years ago, people were starting to get comfortable,
Hmm.
and then big orange turd got into office and started deconstructing everything we've worked for as a community.
Right.
I mean, yeah, Trump did some BS, but don't you think people's minds, he was just
Our
encouraging what they were
lives, our
already
lives
thinking?
are in danger. Our lives are in danger because of the rhetoric being put out by Republicans and the churches. I I have already
Mm-hmm.
experienced someone trying to dox me because I'm transgender. And all I do is play music on a live while I'm working.
Okay.
And that happened today, where I had to call up my boss and be like,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, um, just so you know, you might be getting phone calls and emails from people who are trying to dox me." And
And
it's
did they say they
because,
were doing it just because you were trans?
yes, because I didn't say a word to them. All I was
Hmm.
doing was playing music.
I think people
Oh
get way too
yeah,
upset about how other people want to spend their lives.
oh yeah, Ellen. They've been coming after
So
us
the
hard these
rhetoric,
past 2
the
weeks.
rhetoric that people are putting out are putting trans women mainly in danger. It's also putting cisgendered women in danger because if they don't fit the male gaze of what a woman is, they they will get assaulted and unalived because they have already unalived cisgendered women that they thought were trans.
Hmm.
so the problem here is the idea of expecting trans people to quote unquote pass in order to make other people feel comfortable. The ability to pass is very privileged and is not something that all trans people are able to do for a variety of different reasons. Either they don't want to, or they don't fit the standards of your subjective idea of passing, or it's very expensive and inaccessible for them to access care that they need to quote unquote pass. So setting that as a standard is in and of itself a form of transphobia because you're expecting trans people to look and act a certain way in order to fit what makes you comfortable. Okay, then.
And I'm not shaving my woman beard at 50 years old for no man or cis het woman to feel comfortable.
I feel you.
Absolutely not.
I don't know. It's a weird subject, at least for me, because I don't know. As a cis woman, I feel if I went into a men's bathroom, I would get a lot of hate, you know?
Have you ever walked into the wrong bathroom by accident?
I have, and it felt pretty embarrassing.
Because if you do that by accident, there's a chance that you might get hurt because of the hate that's being put out.
Or legally charged, not just hurt, but like,
Yeah,
slapped with a felony in some states
Yeah.
for
Well, don't
simply
they have
walking into a
bathroom laws for
well,
trans people?
So like my state does, I'm really lucky in the state that I live in. You hear about like that privilege. I have been very lucky because of the state I live in. You go in the restroom that you identify with. And you know what the crazy thing about it is we've been doing this for quite a while now, like years, and do you know how many issues we've had with like trans people, like, being mischievous in the bathroom? None. Do you know how many times we've had men be mischievous in the bathroom? So it's not like it's just some new thing, and that's why we created laws for like people that like, are being hurtful or ill-intentioned when they walk into the restroom. Those
And
are the
I
people we need to be focusing on, not like wasting all of our time on these trans people.
and I live in a red state where it's a flip of a coin on which bathroom I'm going to use, because depending on where I am in the state, my safety changes.
So another scenario out there, right? So like there
Mm-hmm.
was a period of time where like I was transitioning, but I couldn't transition at work because if I did transition at work, I would lose my job. It was very clear. There's no questions about it, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like I would get up and I'd get changed and I would go to work, and sometimes coming home from work I had to use the restroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now like because like I'm the same person, look the same, I just have different clothes on. Does that mean like I should not use the women's restroom still? The same restroom I've been using for like 95% of my life during transition?
Oh, Carmen ran away.
You
Track
know,
star runner. Hi,
a lot,
Kelvin.
no, you're good. A lot of people don't think about these situations. They think, oh, well, you're transitioning, but like everybody's journey is a little different. Like some
Mm-hmm.
people, like Nerdy was saying, they can't afford it, right? So they do what they can to try and relieve that stress, that tension, that dysphoria, right? And so, like, going in the bathroom for a lot of people who, because we've been told the same things that these people are saying to us, like, well, you don't pass enough to be in there. It's even more stressful for them to walk in. So now we're creating like leashes, like, well, you can't use the restroom because, like, what restroom are you going to use? And then that just builds onto the dysphoria. And give me 1 second.
I'm just gonna keep muting Dr. Steve. This is not your space or time. When I do other lives, you can have more space. Not right now.
He's a self-proclaimed pickup artist, and clearly doesn't work very well because, I guess we're not 18-year-old college freshman girls.
This is not the space for that behavior. Hi, Kelvin.
Yo, my phone, my service bad if it breaks up.
Sorry, I
How old are
really
you?
don't.
34.
What do you think about the topics?
Mental health.
So, are you an advocate for mental health?
Since the age of 14, I've been in that world.
What world?
Mental health.
Okay. Is there a topic on the board you'd like to talk about?
A few, the Jesus and we'll start there. Why would you say something like this?
Why wouldn't I have an opinion on Jesus?
That's what I'm asking. So but okay, I get it's your opinion. So now can you like elaborate? Can you explain why you feel this way?
Well, Jesus had pronouns, right? He, him. But he had no, like, romantic interests that we knew about or partners that we knew about. And he didn't really express any of those things. So I think he was an asexual. What do you think?
I thought
I
Jesus was
think you're
also
speaking
a.
blasphemy.
Kelvin, please be
Uh,
nice. I haven't seen you in a little while, but I hope that you're nicer this time.
Nerdy, I
What are
was
you talking about? All I said is
speaking.
that she's speaking back to me. But what's wrong? I didn't say nothing wrong.
well, I don't think it's blasphemy really because I think the Bible's like just a book and I don't really believe in the text, so I think it's fictional. So I can speak of like Jesus as an association to like Dumbledore, like it's fictional.
And you could do that. However, you're in a public platform trying to get somebody. It's like you're throwing bait and you're trying to get somebody like you're. I don't know how to explain it. Like in the dark world, we call it like trying to catch a fade. Like you're doing this. You're provoking because if it's just fictional, then it's just fictional. It stays there. However, you're putting it up here. You're trying to, So I'm just not challenging you, but I'm just trying to show you with your own words that you don't make sense.
Okay.
So, oh man.
Can we really label Jesus anything?
I would say they. I mean, Jesus was a trans man, so.
What?
I would
Well,
say a
he
power
What?
but he
bottom.
had pronouns.
Whoa. Did you say
He
Jesus
had
was a
pronouns.
trans woman?
Trans man.
Oh, trans. You said Jesus was a trans man.
Yeah, totally.
How did you come to that conclusion?
But
Okay,
he had
well, it wasn't-
pronouns. He was
Yeah.
him, he.
But they also use they because
Oh,
Father, Son, and
yeah,
Holy
that's true.
Ghost is they.
No,
Mm-hmm.
they said he was the Son of God.
Yeah, the Son of God. The Son, so he was born a man and he stayed a man. I mean,
Well,
but if you use them, they, he
Okay.
could have, I don't know.
I mean, if we're going to talk about immaculate, there's a difference between immaculate conception and science.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, it's really hard for me to believe the longest running game of tough from, like, where one person said one thing and another person said another thing. But it does make sense that if, like, their origin was, like, immaculate conception, right? Then, like, it was Eve and Eve, or sorry, not Eve and Eve, I apologize. It was the Virgin Mary and the Virgin Mary, right? Because, like, unless God is like a really horrible person that does things to people that, like should never ever be done to somebody.
I don't
right?
like to
Then there
call it
was just
the
like
Immaculate Conception because there was no consent and she was underage.
so like yeah. So like,
Okay, maybe I missed that part in the Bible. I didn't mean to interrupt you, Brittany, but I'm just.
You're good. No, you're good.
I'm
so, like,
sorry.
It's the Virgin Mary and the Virgin Mary. There was no male that was involved. Because even God is God is the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So God was a they too.
Mm-hmm.
Because God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, right? All three of them, they're all one, according to the mythology, right? So yeah. But I believe in science, which is like, okay, cool. So she was like able to reproduce asexual, right? And like, that means that her DNA was there, but it was like, a little transformed. And so like, if it's primarily female DNA and you're born a male, right? And then like later you transition, like long hair, nurturing, caring, all those like hormonal things that happen. It just kind of makes sense to me that, Jesus was a trans man.
Maybe. I mean, see, Kelvin, how we make all these deductions just a text we were given? See how that's possible? I don't think we're being blasphemous at all.
Absolutely not. What she is speaking about is even past blasphemy. What she's speaking about is like, I don't even know what to label it. Like, I don't even know if I should feed into it, but I'm listening. I'm here.
Well, who cares?
And like,
Oh,
who cares
can we clarify?
if it's blasphemous?
This is
So
the
what
part
is- what
where
is-
I start clapping and I say congratulations because now you cannot
What
use
is
words, so now you attack.
Oh, he's getting emotional, everyone.
So what is so
I'm
far-fetched
getting
about my
emotional?
story compared to yours? Do I need to add some burning bushes?
No, because
And what about this white
Or like
Jesus
a bunch
bullshit?
of mass unalivings? Or
Okay,
Like,
hold
what do
on,
we
hold
need
on.
to add?
Kelvin, wait a second. Kelvin, what about the part where God, like, impregnated an underage girl without consent? How do you feel about that?
Like, oh my God, like I don't the whole context. Like you didn't read the actual scriptures before that, or like, oh my God.
Like, so the scriptures before that make it okay for,
Okay, you know what?
like,
I'm not gonna even talk.
a
All right,
being that's a
all right.
million years
So
old to, like,
if
impregnate
you read
underage girls without consent?
if you read the scripture, God found
Mm-hmm.
favor in Mary. And if I'm not even there is no age in there. So you can't even say you
No,
know
but
the age.
we can tell by historical
Secondly,
value. We can tell by historical
Um,
value that she was underage.
Okay. Now, wait a minute.
yeah,
Now, I
so
did
in
grow up
Catholic,
Catholic, and they do preach that she was 15, but you can't
yes.
take today's views and values and put
they
them
preach
back
that she was
there.
15. Name me one person that tells
Hold
anybody that,
on a
oh yeah,
minute.
she's 15.
Hold on a
That's
minute, Kevin.
blasphemy itself. That
No,
is
it's
you
not.
believe
It's,
that's not even
honey,
real. If you believe
honey.
that.
No, I ain't say I believe that. I said that's what they
Calvin,
We need the
preach.
proof.
Calvin, let others
I
speak.
ain't say I believe it. I said that's they preach. Okay? But I'm saying we can't take today's values and views because, oh, she was a 15-year-old. We see her as a child. Back then, they didn't see that as a child. That was a grown woman back then.
Well, so the problem, though, with that rhetoric is that today the men that read those texts still see the Virgin Mary, a 15-year-old girl, as purity and virtue as women.
What? Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Point. I don't understand what you're
Give
doing.
Kelvin a minute. He's
No,
buffering.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to what's your
Calvin's
point then?
affected.
The point is with the religious texts, especially in Catholicism, like the men and the women worship the Virgin Mary as a symbol of purity, virtue, and value, and because she's so young and puritanical, and as Ellen confirmed, because I was raised Catholic, and in some of our texts they age her between 12 and 15. Grown men see women, adults, between the age of 12 and 15. So women don't make it to the age of like 17 before they are inappropriately touched by grown men, Kelvin, because they think
I
we're women.
so I don't even know what you talk about, but I do know one thing that we definitely have in common, that we
I know
understand
that
that
word
Catholics are not
psychology.
real.
If
I'm
he's
not here
ready,
standing
he
for
could listen
Catholics.
to
Catholics are
us.
fugazi. I'm here based.
It's the same
No,
flavor.
it's
It's the same
not.
thing,
No,
different
it's not. You
flavor.
bugging.
It's the
It
same
is.
Jesus.
I
It's
was
all
indoctrinated
Jesus.
into the Catholic Church,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I was indoctrinated into the Catholic Church. I didn't have a say. I didn't have a
Catholics
say.
are
Then
fugazi.
they
They're
had the
not real.
audacity
I'm
to call
sorry
me
for
So,
an
other
so
faiths.
abomination.
Kelvin, why don't they age up in the modern times? Why don't they age up like female deities to match an age and body structure? Like, why haven't they aged
I
up?
don't
In the
think
modern
about that type of
times, like,
stuff.
why
I
don't they,
don't
like,
know what
age
you're
up women
thinking
so
about.
they're not 15 anymore?
I don't know that type of thinking you're having right now. What I am saying that I am
I
trying
don't
to
know
get.
either. It's in all the religious
Look,
texts. Like, all the grown women are still 15. Like, why don't you
look.
age
There
them
is
up for
no
modern
age in
times?
the Bible besides like Moses and stuff
Okay.
that they were like
But
19.
There is
Calvin,
They
no
do. They do
age.
teach that, though.
That's
but Calvin,
ridiculous.
Yeah, so Ellen, why don't you think they age them up for
I don't
modern
even think there
times
was
so that we don't have
calendars
to
back
say, like,
then. I don't even
oh,
think
Because
they
the
had
Bible is
calendars.
fictional. The Bible is fictional,
yes,
okay?
thank
Facts,
you.
Ellen. Facts. Absolute facts. It's a load of fiction, and it's harmful. The stuff that's in the Bible is laced in slavery, laced in oppression. It does not. It's not congruent to today's society. It is not. It shouldn't be part of today's society.
so
What
The
is your
Bible's filled
truth?
with
All right, so we
unaliving, with
ban the
rape,
Bible, and
with
then what is your truth?
pedophilia.
We follow
Calvin,
you,
did
Miss
you
Queen,
forget
and where are you
Lot's
gonna take us?
daughters?
Calvin, hold
Calvin,
on.
forget about
Well,
the
use it as a
daughters.
doorstop. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Use it as a doorstop.
Look how you're thinking compared to a Bible that's giving you morals, values,
Calvin,
and principles compared to you rock and roll
Not
lifestyle.
Moral
accurate.
Calvin,
values.
Not
Think about
accurate.
that.
Moral values in the
Calvin.
Bible. Have you read the Bible, Kelvin? Have you read the
I
Bible? Have
live
you
the
actually read
Bible,
the
and I'm
whole
trying to be
Bible?
real humble right here with you guys.
Well, I'm
Calvin,
so sorry for
You're
you.
trying to be
I'm
humble?
so sorry.
Calvin, you
I deeply feel.
Do you understand what you're
Feel for
advocating
me.
for
You
right
hear me,
now?
but you don't feel for me. We're two
Do you
different people. We
understand?
worship
Do
two
you
different
understand what
people.
you're
I
advocating
feel
for right now?
sorry for you.
Calvin, do you understand what you're advocating
Empathy
for
or
right now?
sympathy, so there's no way you feel sorry. Stop it. That's
Calvin,
cap.
do you
Kelvin,
understand?
did you say we live a rock and roll lifestyle? Did you say that?
That's the one that over there says that the Bible is harmful, that we should ban it. So I say, okay, what do it hurt you?
I didn't say ban it, you
You
fool.
said
I'm
get rid of
against
it.
banning books, you absolute nut
Oh, you
brain.
see,
You're
you're
not
trying to
Use
find a
your
way to get
brain,
mad
listening.
smooth
because you're
That's the
brain.
wrong. That's your
problem.
only way to defend yourself right now. Now you're trying to just get me mad.
Calvin.
Like, I'm sure that is.
Calvin.
Not immature. I've
Listen.
lived the Catholic lifestyle that was indoctrinated upon me. And don't get me started on the priests. At least drag queens pay fucking taxes.
And I'm telling
All
you
right.
that I'm sorry you were under false information. Catholics are fugazi. They fooled a lot of people.
What?
It's
For
the
gazing.
same shit, different label. It's the
You
same
ever heard
shit,
of
different
Martin
label,
Luther?
honey.
You ever heard of Martin Luther when he broke away from all that? Do you even know that story? Do
Okay,
you
hey,
even know
perfect.
Calvin.
Thank you for saying to admit that without Catholicism, modern Christianity wouldn't exist. So therefore, they're the same thing. Thank you for admitting.
All
I
I
appreciate you so much.
I'm not gonna get into it because you guys won't even understand this type of topic. You can't even.
How about you learn history?
Calvin, take a breath.
No,
Nick.
I
Calvin.
do
I think
understand it. I was religious. I understand it.
Religious. Look how you sound. I was religious. Religious is. Yo, oh.
Calvin, we're playing football and you're playing synchronized swimming.
I
We're
play
not having the
chess.
same
I don't know what
conversation
you're
here
talking about.
because
You
you're
play
not
chess,
listening.
so
Oh my
I play
god.
Because
chess.
you're not listening.
Okay, I gotta
You're
go.
not
You
listening.
guys
You're
stay
just waiting
blessed.
to speak.
Bye,
Alan.
Yeah, nice
Ellen.
to meet you, Alan.
Calvin, you do understand what you're like. I'm really confused about this. You understand what you're advocating for, right? You're saying the original text of the Bible is correct, right? And that's what we need to follow?
In a public platform because somebody wrote something, I said something, and we're going back and forth, and now
Okay.
you're attacking. That's all I'm here for.
So we were
Who's
showing disproof.
attacking?
We were showing disproof of like the Bible in different theories, right? Based on Christianity and religion, right? And you said like, no, we're crazy. Like that's not what the Bible says, right? So the Bible, you think that what the original text of the Bible says is like God's word, right?
The Bible, yes, the 66 books, the New Testament, and with the Old Testament, yes, that book, yes.
Toilet paper.
So okay, so that's the original text is what we should follow, right? So like my question is, why is that not the same text we read today?
Who's we and what are you text? What are you talking about? The same Bible, just the same different versions, just same message. It's all the same message.
Well, no,
The
there's a
Savior.
lot
It all
of
points to Jesus.
there's like
I mean,
5,000 versions of it.
but
And
here's the
then
thing: I can't have this conversation with you if you never even. There's no way you could say I was a religious person.
oh, I totally was.
There's
I've
no
been
way that you was
baptized many
false. You was
times.
fake.
I went to
No, it doesn't make sense.
Sunday
You wasn't
school. I did
loyal.
the
You
church
wasn't.
camp.
You obviously folded.
Wait a second, Kelvin. Like, what type of Christianity do you practice? Like, is there a name of it? Like, so we can
I feel
research
so
and see
sorry
what you're.
for you that you're such a follower. You're looking for a title like a club or something.
Says the follower.
Kelvin.
What
Is
part
there
of
a
Christianity do you
name?
follow, Kelvin? It's a simple question. What branch of Christianity do you adhere to?
What branch this is? Oh,
What
There are many
flavor?
different
What
branches of
flavor?
Christianity.
Do you like talk to
Which-
snakes? Do you kiss snakes on the mouth? Do you speak in tongues? Do you sit at home and read? Are you like a
Yo, that's
branch
funny. I
Davidian?
see-
What's going on, Kelvin?
that's funny. I seen a church down South Florida. The white people. Oh no, you get it. With some snakes and anyways. No, I follow Jesus, man. I follow Jesus. In Mark 12, right? There's 2 commandments that Jesus leaves us. That's it. It's to love God and to love your neighbor, and that's how you find. That's how you truly walk in true Jesus, God, and all that.
Does that
Everything
apply
else
for
is
Lot and his
fugazi.
daughters?
Everything else is fake. What?
Does that apply for Lot and his daughters?
Oh my God! What about that? You don't even know what you're talking about. Before you get into that, really think
I
about what you're
don't.
about to say.
Okay,
Because
but Kelvin,
this is-
what about that like symbol you have on your profile pic? Does that apply to the Christianity you believe? Like, I mean, I want to research it, so I'm
This is
educated, and you're not
Element.
telling me.
This is
Element
Element. This is a
symbol.
skateboard brand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your ideologies can't hold up to a very, very minimum amount of scrutiny. then that says more about your beliefs than ours.
I mean,
Yes,
it's like
exactly.
nameless. I can't research it. I can't learn about it. It's like
Ma'am,
you're
because
doing like
okay, look.
Christianity politics. Like we can't know. You're gatekeeping, Kelvin. So I can't help you.
What version of the
Exactly.
Bible do you use, Calvin?
Okay, guys. First of all, look. The Bible is not a
Oh, it's
okay.
not that difficult,
But you
Calvin.
guys make no
What
sense because
version?
you guys are making it sound like
It's not. It's very
Calvin, you
makes sense.
don't
Like,
need to yell.
what flavor of Christianity do you follow, please? I'm not trying to be
cookies
rude.
and
I'm
cream and cookie
curious.
dough. Cookies and cream and cookie.
Well, good for you. At least that'd be more useful than your.
What version of the Bible do you read? Answer this question.
C, and right now I got ESV or something.
So he's gatekeeping like
Nothing's
Christ
gatekeeping.
so that he can make up rules and apply them
What
for
are you
everyone.
talking about?
I
First
hear
of all,
lots of virtue signaling because like they don't even know the you know like version of the Bible that they
Denominations.
Are you talking?
read.
Are you talking about the NIV?
Oh, ESV, English Standard Version. Okay. Kelvin, do you like Jamal for Jesus?
What?
Calvin, what denomination? What denomination do you follow?
There is no yo. That is all lies.
Yes, there is.
Those
There
are all
literally
lies. I am
are.
telling you, those are lies from the pits of
Calvin,
hell.
how are you going to come at us for not knowing what we're talking about? And
Because
you don't
What
even know
church
that
do you
there's
go to
different
then?
Christian
What church do you go
denominations.
to?
I go to some church in
What church do you go
Cliffside.
to?
I go to some church in Cliffside.
So is
But-
it Presbyterian, Catholic, Protestant,
think about
Evangelical,
this.
Baptist?
Think about
Baptist.
even my church.
Calvin, just answer the question.
How dumb! You listen. Yo, we're having a conversation. Why does everything got to be so fast?
How do you
Chill
know
out.
what
Let
not
everything
what
flow.
like just be honest.
Calvin.
Because we're trying
My
to conversate
denomination
with you.
was Catholicism.
We're trying to conversate with you and you're not answering any questions. Are you non-denominational?
What image of Jesus do you follow? Please don't say it's a white Jesus because that was actually built out of
Yo,
the guy's lover.
chill out. I'm not here to attack. I'm having a good time. I'm in my
I'm
couch
chilling.
You
This
here
is just
getting
my
offended.
You're
tone.
telling us
Don't
to
tone
chill
police
out,
me.
and you're the one that's getting super emotional about this and can't answer any straightforward questions.
Okay, so the church I go to is non-domination. However, that is a domination itself. Does that make sense?
Non-denominational.
Hey Calvin, does your mom make you go?
Oh my god. And if
I'm
I
just, no,
say
no.
something
I'm
wrong,
asking in good
this is
faith.
the
I am
part where I
100%.
attack back.
No,
and then I'll be
I'm
back.
not. No, I'm
He's gonna
asking.
get
This is a
mad.
legitimate.
Yo,
This is a legitimate.
mother, and I'm supposed to be
No,
the
no. I
humble.
didn't say. I just asked if your mother makes you go. There's nothing wrong with that. My
Bigger
mom made
man
me
and
go.
My mother
My mom
did.
made me
That's
go.
what Jesus would
Yeah.
do. What would Jesus do?
My
He would
mother
walk
made me
away.
go.
So Calvin,
Right.
does any of your pastors preach out of Revelations?
Sometimes, but listen, I question them, bro. But the only reason I'm in church is I really feel that God has me there. But my whole life's been street ministry. My whole life's been like on the road. However, for the past 2 years, I've been still. He has me like stable. I've been in this apartment chilling, and
Wait, you're a street minister, so do you go and preach to unhoused people?
not that. No, so for example, I was addicted to PCP, bombing fluid, angel dust, and I lost.
Oh, there
No,
it
but
is.
no, I'm clean.
Born again, Christian.
Okay, you're being funny, haha.
Yep.
But
No,
listen,
no, it's
so
legit.
No, we're not being funny.
Well,
It's just
what?
interesting.
I'm.
It's
We
just
want to know your
interesting that you
thoughts.
feel entitled to judge others when you yourself were
Who is
probably judged, and
judging?
now that you
Who
have
is judging?
now that you
I've
have
never judged you
overcome
guys.
that,
If
you
anything, I
feel
would admit
entitled
that
to
I'm worse
judge
than all of
others.
you guys.
Kelvin, I've had a
What?
conversation with you several times before, and you've had some very, very hateful rhetoric about
You got
trans
the wrong
people.
person.
Very
You got,
hateful.
I don't even
Calvin.
know
No, I
you.
don't.
No, wait a minute, Kelvin. Did you used to make YouTube videos
No,
about your journey from like PCP to God?
no.
Okay, just
I want to
checking.
know the first. First of all, you confused me with something. I never told. I don't maybe, but I be in so many lives. I do rounds, yo. I just do
Hey,
rounds.
Calvin.
I'm not confusing you, I
So
Calvin.
promise.
Calvin,
What?
do you stand outside
No,
women's health clinics?
no. That is so late. I don't know why people do that. Like,
Calvin,
what is they're trying to? What?
you said that non-denominational is a denomination.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, it's
About
so
that.
because denominations are run
I
like
think
a
that's so
corporation.
stupid.
So when you're non-denominational, all that means is that the church that you go to doesn't have a corporate oversight. There's nobody making sure, holding them accountable. So it's all in-house. That's all that
Okay,
means.
but it means it.
Calvin, do you believe yourself to be God? Do you believe yourself to be Jesus?
Absolutely
Calvin.
not. I'm cool with him. He rocks for me. I rock with him.
Then what denomination do you follow? It's a simple
Again,
question.
there is none. Jesus gave us 2 commands, which is to love God and to love our neighbor. That's it. We are followers of Jesus. We're not,
But you
Are
don't
you
love your
Pentecostal?
neighbor.
there is no title, man. Don't let
my
these people fool
gosh.
you.
So,
Oh,
so,
no.
so
Okay.
you're
I'm not fooling
non-denominational.
anybody.
Hey, everybody, I have a little announcement to make. I gotta go look for a charger for my iPad. So, Jessica, you are a mod. If Kelvin gets too offensive, just boot him off. I'll be right back in a
What?
minute.
Calvin,
How did I get
so
a bit?
let me ask you a question. Are you Pentecostal? It's not a denomination.
There is no entitlement, man.
Okay.
There is no. That is a lie. Get away from your brain. That don't exist.
Do you know what Pentecostal is?
Yes, it literally does.
It does because you see it, but
Kelvin,
that
are
is
you
lies.
okay?
If you really read the Bible, it's technically
Kelvin.
what?
He's born again. He's
Kelvin,
born
you're
again. They're
What does born
hypocrite.
again
Born
have to
again.
do
Kelvin,
with
you're
We should
anything?
really
judging
take a
people
breath.
right now. You're judging people who
I'm not
don't
judging
follow the same
nobody.
faith that you
Okay.
do.
Calvin,
Kelvin,
take a breath,
Absolutely,
everybody.
there are different
Kelvin, do you believe in evangelism?
Yo,
Kelvin,
there's a lot of people talking, man.
Everybody take a.
Do you believe in evangelism, Kelvin?
Like, yeah, I believe in preaching out there. I believe people going out in the field and actually like trying to get people to accept Jesus, but not force it, not on some like
Okay, so
you're going to hell and like, it has to be on the spot. Like it's patience, it's time, it's
so you're
process. Like,
evangelical.
Imagine if I did that as a person. Go out in the street, say everybody come to the gay
Right.
house.
I mean, if
I'd
you
get
do it,
I'd get
if you
I'd get
do it
unalived.
No. If you do it
You would.
humbly, if you do it respectfully, like
Humbly?
No,
But this-
Humbly? Oh, come on, everybody, come to my
Oh, God.
non-binary club. Yeah, come on, let's be trans. You know, do you know what happened to me? It's double standards, Calvin. It's double fucking standards.
Kelvin, you know that's 100% true because trans people just exist and are literally unalive for just existing because people make the false allegations that they are P3DOs. Meanwhile, tens of thousands of people that are part of your quote unquote religion are the actual P3DOs.
Kelvin, have you asked the
stats
church if
there.
they carry
The
SAM
stats are there.
insurance? SAM is sexual assault and molestation insurance. Ask your church if they carry that. 99.9% of the churches in the United States do carry that insurance, and then ask them why they carry that insurance.
Doesn't that worry you, Calvin, as a man of God? Like, I'm sure God wouldn't want
Okay,
that to be
but
happening under his name.
Okay, look. Unfortunately, I don't know if you guys are gonna understand.
Or their
this,
name.
but look, and throughout the generations, right?
Kelvin,
Oh my
can you
God.
just answer a
What?
question instead of pivoting?
So let's do yes
the
no
question?
questions.
What's the
Let's
question?
let's start.
What's the
Let's
question?
start with yes no.
So Calvin, you're gonna have to answer questions, or I'm gonna boot you.
That's a threat.
No, that's a promise.
To boot you out of the live.
This
Okay,
makes
so
no
Do you think it's a
we have
threat?
like 10 things going on real quick, and I just because I did back and forth so silly.
So
So,
we can
go ahead.
start with just Jude with her question,
Yeah.
and then go down
There.
the panel.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm they them, but thank you for.
Oh, I'm
for
sorry.
joke.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. That's
Yo,
okay.
Jesus
Don't worry.
here, that's kinda
my
cool.
face is Lana Del Rey, so I can understand what people would say.
I know that voice.
Yeah, I've been around.
Hello, I miss your face.
Right. I'm trying to think what my question was now. I'm so riled up. I don't really know, so I'll go to whoever's next because I can't think right now because Calvin's got me in a fluster.
All right, Brittany.
So Calvin, just real quick, if you had yes or no, if you had to describe yourself, because non-denomination meaning that you do not align with any specific denomination, right? You would consider yourself non-denomination. You're your own thing. You're not Christian. You're not Catholic, Protestant, Southern Baptist. None of that, right?
No, none of that. No.
Okay, so yes, you are non-denominational.
it just has a bad taste to that. Like I follow Jesus, the fruit of the spirit. I don't follow entitlements. I don't fall under obligations,
Do you
regulations and
follow structured
rules. I don't
religion?
fall under that.
Do you follow structured religion?
Yeah, right now I'm at this church because God is teaching me to I need to be led by a pastor. I always thought I knew everything. I always thought I was better. I always thought I was smarter. And God is trying to humble me right now. So it's like there's a scripture
Eh,
where it says
Hold
respect
hold on.
authority that
We're just
go ahead.
just keep it short and simple. So you're going to a non-denominational church, right? Perfect. Okay, Anthony, that's all I wanted to clarify. Anthony may have stepped away.
Anthony?
Cool.
What's up?
Did you want to ask Kelvin anything?
No, I got everything I need to know from where he's concerned.
All right, Jill.
Kelvin, do you believe that this nation would be better served as a theocracy?
No.
You won't know what that is until.
Do you vote with your Christian morals at the forefront?
I'm not allowed to vote.
Why aren't
Why?
you allowed to vote? Oh, never mind.
Criminal jacket.
Yeah.
So
You're not
wrong.
required to
Why
answer
can't
that.
criminals vote or ex-criminals? Like that's so ridiculous. What
It
kind
depends
of
on the
like?
state you're in.
Oh my God! No wonder you got problems in America. God bless your soul. Well, not God bless your
Yes.
souls, but help you. Like, do you know what I mean? Like everyone should have the right to fucking vote. Period.
Where
Why
y'all
do you
at?
think they're making abortions a felony so that the women can lose their rights to vote left and right?
Where y'all at?
Los Angeles.
It's even worse over
Probably
there.
not.
It's not worse.
Florida's worse. That's a cesspit.
Just you. Did you find your question?
I think I'm stuck because I feel like Kelvin's not being open. Like I am confused. I am genuinely confused. I don't mean any
All
offense to
right.
Kelvin.
So
And I'm not
so
trying to
look, look,
shit on
look.
your
This
religion because everybody has to
no,
freely practice their religion. Have religious freedom.
Okay.
I don't have freedom to be who I am, Kelvin.
So look, ma'am, I hear what you're saying,
Ma'am.
but look,
Them.
this is why I
They,
debate.
them.
Kelvin?
I don't
Kelvin.
know.
Kelvin.
Just, what?
Their
Just.
pronouns are they them.
So you wouldn't say
Did we
ma'am?
lose? We lost Nerdy. We lost Nerdy.
Yeah.
Just call me Jude, Kelvin, please. Like I'm using your name.
Okay. Cool, Jude. So what I'm saying is this Bible, this book, whatever you want to say, it kind of chooses you, man. Because I'm not
Chooses
sitting up
me.
here.
Like
Yeah,
the
some
sorting
aspect.
hat. Is it the fucking sorting hat? Come on, Kelvin.
Because look,
Sorry to
I'm
cut that
telling you,
off.
it's not for everybody. Think about it.
How
All
does
these
it
people that go
choose
to
me?
college. Listen, you probably know the Bible more than these quote unquote pastors. Why is that? Just because
Why
you're
is that?
bashing
I
with
don't say I've had to be indoctrinated into a faith which I didn't
Okay.
choose, and I was told to as a child to follow this religion, and I have immense guilt, and I had to go to therapy for that. So I don't know. And I'm sorry if my tone sounds aggravated, but I'm just trying to I'm trying to see where you're coming from without having getting revved up. So I just don't understand, right? I'm trying to understand where you're coming from, but at the moment I'm feeling vexed. So can you just clarify what parts of the scripture that you adhere to in your life?
Mark 12, 30, 31. And it says to love God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength, and then to love your neighbor as much as you love yourself.
Brilliant.
No other
I love that.
commandments are greater than
So what
these.
about trans people, Kelvin? Is that your neighbor as
Again,
well?
absolutely. No one is
Good,
saying, look,
good, respect. Yeah, I like that. You're growing on me a bit like a Veruca, but you're still growing on me. So yeah, so love thy neighbor, which means any neighbor. It doesn't matter if they're Muslim, it doesn't matter if they're Jewish, it doesn't matter if they're trans, non-binary, or gay. So really, you're a bit of a low-key ally, right?
correct. Now, the only mission and the only duty that my job is to do is to win souls, not arguments. So how we do that is basically trying to get people to look at Jesus, and then he takes care of the rest, because I can't change you. I can't go into your brain and change things. I can't go into your past. I don't know your tears. I don't know what agony. I don't know nothing you've been through, but I'm pretty sure I felt pain the way you felt it. So the same way I believe this God works for me, he works for everyone else individually. It's a one-on-one relationship. It's not a group thing.
Okay.
It's not a pastor thing. It's not
That
Calvin,
works.
a building.
Calvin,
That
can
works
I
for
ask
you,
you something?
Calvin.
Personal.
I grew up in church. I was a worship leader for seconds. My grandpa was a pastor. My dad was a pastor. So I've got this stuff down. And the phrasing that you just used is, my job is to lead them to Jesus. And then the part you don't say out loud is, and then Jesus will change them.
Right. Jesus is the job.
There you
He
go.
plant the
But
seed,
didn't
basically.
Jesus make me in their perfect image, Calvin? Aren't I
Right.
made in the perfect image of God, or however, like, it's just, can you understand where there's discrepancies in your text? I'm not trying to be nasty. I'm just purely saying there is discrepancies there,
So
and a lot of people within your institution or your what would you call it, practices of whatever, use that and manipulate that to inflict harm upon minorities and my community. So what do you have to say about that, Calvin?
again, and this is going to be really tough to believe, but none of this was part of the plan. None of this we're going through was part of the original plan. Now, yes, you're
I
probably
wasn't
smart
part of
enough
the
to.
plan, Calvin. Who was
Yes,
part of the
know
plan?
that.
What plan? It's
Isn't
not a
God
doomsday
perfect?
prep session.
What plan are you referring to, Calvin?
Yeah.
The garden, like the original plan, which is just for us to like chill and be in heaven, basically,
Okay,
not
but
But
if you believe,
It's not a sin.
that God is
Never.
omniscient and all-knowing, then he knew this was going to happen. So how could that not be
I
part of the
knew,
plan?
okay, and okay, so I know that you're smart enough to question that, and I know that you have those questions, but there's certain things that we cannot fathom. Like even right now, we can't see the fact that the wind is here, or space and all this,
But
but
there's
yeah,
some
it's
things you
here.
can, Calvin.
Uh-huh.
There's some things that there's to use that what you just said. You're telling people, if you don't question it, because it's his ways are higher than our ways, right? That's literally scripture, and so you're encouraged not to think. And encouragement of that, people are often persuaded that the Bible, especially by the pastors, that the Bible means X, Y, Z. It's not left to let God interpret it for you. Let God bring the scriptures out in your heart. It's what the pastor says it is. And what the pastor says it is that homosexuality is wrong. Would you agree with that statement, Calvin?
No, it's wrong, it's wrong. But listen, what I'm trying to tell you,
Would you believe that I am an abomination?
what that mean?
An abomination? I exist against God's will.
Do you read the Bible? Like, have you been like digging into like just
I-
even to
We're,
be
we're
I-
asking you
Huh?
what you believe, Kelvin. Answer
What?
the question.
I'm a woman, by the
Wait,
way.
this is Jessica with Jesus with the hair?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think this is in there somewhere. Because I think it's pretty cool picture, by the way. But I think somewhere in there, Jessica, like there's some type of. Listen, I don't care how much we bash God or how much Jesus still loves us. It's crazy. And listen, I got
If
faith
Jesus is going to
So-
be inside me,
So
he needs to ask for consent.
tattoos.
I don't want Jesus inside me. That just
So-
made me feel
Jesus
icky.
deep inside me. I'm just going
Nerdy
all
stated
in.
that
Yo,
she-
yes,
I
Molly.
want to be thirsty with Jesus.
Consent
So
is a
Nerdy-
must.
Nerdy
I'm giving
stated
consent for
that
Jesus.
Nerdy stated that you said some very problematic things about trans people, and I'm a trans woman.
Kelvin.
Okay, so whoever said that, they're bigots. But some men, I'm not saying all, some men, right, are grown already that wake up, put themselves in the mirror 4 or 5 hours, and they can't accept who they are. They put the wig on, put on makeup. Some men, I believe,
Oh,
are.
Are
Can
you
I
talking
finish?
about personal experience? Have you put a wig on and thought, maybe that's
Just
me?
let me.
Because
Just let me
that's not what
finish.
trans women are.
Just let me finish. Some men, I believe, fall under the criteria of mental health, insecurity, low self-esteem. Now, I'm
I
not
could see
saying
that
that this
about
is
your
the case.
religion is a mental health
So
issue. I could say that it's like low-key schizophrenia,
hang on,
Calvin,
hang on,
for
hang
seeing and
on,
hearing
hang
God.
on, hang on, hang on. So I didn't transition until I was 40. I'm 44 now. So are you judging me and saying that I have a mental illness?
I'm not judging you, but I would, if you don't mind, not right now, but I would be like, let me ask you a couple questions. May I? Because there's something to
No,
my
you have to
again.
pay $50 to ask questions, Kelvin.
Yeah.
Oh
Make it
yeah,
rain
that's right.
first, and then we'll decide.
So can you tell me what Jesus said on the Sermon on the Mount?
Hmm.
What Jesus said. What did he say?
Atop
Matthew
the
7.
mountain.
Matthew 7. I'm in my couch right now. My Bible's in the desk. I don't want to
Is
give.
that the with the stone?
But
That
you
him
should
with the first stone?
know.
Cross the first stone?
No, I don't even know how to. I don't even know what I did this
You
morning.
do
My
you,
brain
do
is
you
shot.
are you
I
even
just was
aware
born.
of the Sermon on the Mount?
If you remind me, give me like a little like piece. It will
Oh my
click.
God,
It's
listening
all.
to
Just
you is
give it all to him.
exhausting.
Just give it all
It's
to
All
At
right,
You're
him.
least.
all right.
exhausting
Here,
me.
here you go, Calvin. Do
Calvin's
not
What?
aged
I'm
me
judge.
just.
10
I.
years. I'm
Hang
like
on.
virtually
I
ready for retirement
know.
now.
Do not
You're
judge so that you
exhausting.
will not be judged. For by what judgment you judge, you will be judged. And by what measure you measure out, it will be measured out to you. And why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the beam of wood in your own eye?
I heard wood.
Yeah. If you keep reading it, it says first take the big out of your eye so you can see clearly, and then you able to do. I believe I stand on that, but I claim that in the name of Jesus, not me. Kelvin would never reach that. It's because of him. But I'm not gonna.
Jesus told you not to judge in his sermon.
But if you keep reading, sir, I mean, Jessica, if you keep reading it, it would tell
Wow,
you that.
Kelvin. This is your last warning, Kelvin. Your
Jessica,
last
Are you
fucking
kidding
warning.
me? Yo, all right, I'm out of
Do
here.
you, do you want me to continue reading? Or how will you
Kelvin
say to
dropped
your
from.
brother, allow me to remove the speck from your eye, and behold, the beam of wood is in your own eye? Hypocrite! First remove the beam of wood from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Do not give what is holy to dogs, or throw your pearls in front of
Where's
pigs,
mine?
lest they trample them with their feet and turn around and tear you to pieces.
He bored me so much I was toilet paper shopping. I
Did he
had to buy a
rant?
new iPod charger. This one is dead.
Did he
I
run?
couldn't find my other one. It's around here somewhere.
Well, I think it's important to point out that every single teaching in the Bible is that you are not supposed to judge others, that that's God's purpose,
Yeah.
you know?
Fuck.
So that's like not even a non-denominational thing. Like that's just like a everything thing.
I
And
blame
then
God for the cost of toilet paper. Like, why, God, why?
I think I really made him angry with the Jesus is a trans man thing. He couldn't even follow it.
Verified, get yourself a bidet.
Don't do that. No, those are a queen's worst nightmare.
Listen,
Y'all
I'm
think
poor.
that they're nice. They're
I
all
have
over
a,
the
s-
place.
I'm poor. I have a sitz bath. Okay.
I want one of those sprayers, like spray up you know where. I would really like one of those.
Oh my God! It said I was out of stock. What's out of stock?
Is that Percival down there?
Yeah, I want to cause trouble, so I was hoping they would go
What do you
live.
have against bidets, Brittany?
Okay, so I have nothing against the cleanliness of bidets. I have issues with cleaning bidets because bidets, like most people that use them, don't really know how to use it correctly. It takes some practice.
Yes.
So like a lot of the Airbnbs that I take care of have bidets in them, and it's a cleaner's worst nightmare. It's sprayed all over the walls. It's sprayed all over the toilet.
Why
All
are
over
you
the
turning it
couch.
on while not sitting on it?
No, that's the whole thing. Like they do. It's just you've got to wait for the pressure to stop, and not everybody is like that inept. And like just today. Literally, I had to go to, right before I came on here, I was at a house where I was doing a staging for a show tomorrow. And, yeah,
See,
there's
so
all
look at
over the
me.
walls.
I am more hygienic with my sitz bath. See, I'm doing okay out here.
No, bathe in the river. That's the best thing you can do.
Yes, my
It
skin
all
is
goes
so
downstream.
soft.
Yeah.
If you have a baby, they give you one of those little squirt bottles.
Let those sins
It's
Yes.
like the
wash
hand
away.
bidet. Wash your sins away.
Yeah.
Also
In the
known as
bidet.
Taco Bell.
You can just buy the caps, right? And then you get a huge ass water bottle. So you get like double the water, cap on, and yeah, you can go.
Are we talking about, okay. See, there's like, in this community, you gotta wonder, like, because that relates to something, some other people might know about. And that might be a
Maybe
Yes,
fact,
they
because
do know about it.
some people may
maybe
require a little bit more cleanliness,
Yes, the
than
men,
what
they know about it.
the stable,
maybe I need to get a priest to bless my bidet because my butthole needs a
holy water.
exorcism.
You'll be coming to bless
Hey.
something else, not the bidet. You'll be coming blessing something else. Be careful.
I just wonder, I just wonder,
There's no shame here. If you want to know about clean butts, come see the queers. We'll tell you. We know all the
Yeah.
tips and tricks.
I just wonder how many of them have like came home like super intoxicated and like had to pray to the porcelain god and thought they were
And accidentally turned it on.
Splash. Oh my
Getting
gosh.
shot in the face.
Oh, it's Queen. Hi, Queen. Okay, I don't know about this person coming up. I don't know this person.
Again, that was a good faith question. Do you think that's actually happened? Please make my day.
Hello, Rabbit.
Hello, Trouble.
Do you know Rabbit?
Yeah.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Almost.
I didn't know if they were friend or foe.
It
On this
depends on
topic?
what they're arguing. Depends
It
on
could
what
go
they're
either
arguing.
way.
Brittany, you still got bubbles, hon. You might have. I mean, Queen, you still got bubbles. You might have to go down and come back up.
How are you, Percival? Sorry,
Oh,
Rabbit.
it's Percival?
We can't hear you. Yes.
Can't hear
Queen,
them
I
either.
don't know if you can hear me. I stop you because you got
Hello.
bubbles.
Uh-oh, there's trouble.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's about
Yes,
time.
we can hear you.
You take forever. Can you speed it up a little bit?
Excellent. I'm sorry, I didn't expect to put my headphones in. I was watching the Da Vinci's Demons.
Wait, is this Latimus?
No, Idris.
Okay. Are you old
I will
enough?
curse every one of your
Yeah.
your descendants for that Latimus comment.
I've bought in this chapter, so
Okay, Rabbit, what's up?
Percival is fine.
Okay, Percival.
There we go.
Jude is
It's a
fine.
lot
Percival,
of,
Jude.
it's a lot of, who the hell is Jude?
Me.
Up in the top corner.
Percy.
They,
I
them
call you
pronouns,
Percy.
Percy.
Am I not supposed to call you Percy?
No, it's fine. I've got like the hey Jude.
Oh,
To
this
whom
is.
pe-
Oh,
I'm
this is
sorry.
Percy.
Yeah, that's why I like the name.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, Jude is
Percy.
them.
Percy, that upset banana.
No.
Banana. Who's
Yeah,
Banana?
Didn't you get a block from bananas? And you were upset about it? Is that the same Percy or a different Percy?
Get upset. No, right. So somebody blocked me from your live who's one of your moderators for no reason. And then I was just like, what?
No, it wasn't my live, it was Banana's live.
Who's Banana?
They're a
Okay,
non-binary person.
yes.
Percy, you get blocked from so many lives. Don't even try and act like you know all of them.
Yeah, because you were in my live.
One second, let me just defend myself on this one. I haven't been blocked.
No, hold on, Percy. Stop. Everybody stop. You were in my live saying, does anybody know bananas? They blocked me, and I'm really upset. And I said, you probably deserved it. But I don't know if one of my moderators blocked you out of my live. I'll have to check my block list.
I'll be honest with you, I don't know anyone on TikTok by the name of Bananas, and as Jill and Brittany can attest, if I don't care about your existence, get it.
Hey, Percy, I want to ask you, what do you think of the first question on the board?
Are men oppressed?
Yes.
Yeah, all people are oppressed to some degree and
Why are
variation.
men oppressed?
Well, social constraints. I mean, there's a reason there's a mental health crisis predominantly among men. It's because social pressures put on men by
Oh,
men.
this is the
Yes.
one that hangs out in the men's rights room. Is that you?
I do go into
What
one with
about white
forums.
cis het man? A white cis het man
No.
oppressed, Percy?
Oh, he's not cis het though.
I know, but I'm asking the question.
Okay.
We're talking about men, what's specific demographics within manhood?
If you're
I'm
talking about the statistical atypical man, then yeah.
They are oppressed.
Well, yeah.
No, they're not.
Okay.
A cis, white, heterosexual man, are they
Come on,
oppressed?
Jude. I would agree that they are in some ways, but I want to hear Rabbit's.
How?
I'll tell you how, Jude. Jude, I'll tell you how, but we're going to hear Rabbit's excuse.
So, Jude, you know the atypical man... Sorry, there's lots of background noise. Can anybody hear me?
I hear you.
Right, there's just a lot of background noise as I'm wearing headphones.
You have your head.
What'd you say?
It's you. It's you, Percy.
Give me 1 second, I'll join back.
I believe.
In my opinion, the white cis het men are the oppressors, in my opinion.
Yes, Jude, but they also suffer from their oppression, the oppression they put on themselves by patriarchy, right? So that would be, yeah, they do it to themselves, right?
They're
To protect,
themselves, like Stockholm
yes,
syndrome.
yes,
They're
absolutely,
oppressing themselves. They are choosing to
yes,
oppress themselves.
yes.
Why?
We don't know. They do it to
Oh my
themselves.
god.
Yes,
Jesus
like the
wept.
patriarchy.
The patriarchy hurts men.
Yes, the patriarchy hurts men. It's self-oppression, and they keep perpetuating it. Absolutely. Yeah, like don't show emotions.
Yeah.
Don't cry. You have to be tough. All of that. Yes.
Yeah, I'm listening. Are they repressed though, or are they oppressed?
Oh, both.
I just want to say that it's coming from somebody else's mic, because I've shut the app down and it's still coming through, so it's like a feedback. But I think I think it's a dangerously silly assumption to presume that anyway, a typical man is in most instances anywhere more beneficial than others. I think the confusion that people have is they presume the average or atypical cis white male to be the Jeffrey Bezoses of the world, or the people who are successful, or the jocks. This just isn't true. And even like on a numbers game, there isn't any way that this is true. So I think it's a very dangerous assumption to conflate a very small, powerful subset of an individual group to the whole group.
Percy, who is oppressing men?
Mostly societal pressure, and I would say evolutionarily, how society has evolved has oppressed men.
Now I know why I don't like you, Percy.
Why? Because I have a nuanced opinion on societies, and that makes you dislike me. Okay, have you done any sort of social engineering with construction of societies?
Lord, the poor suffering white cis het men, they are suffering so much in our society. They can't get a job.
So
they're getting essayed all
Percy,
the time.
No, I'm sorry, Jude. Don't
Percy,
conflate
so
my
you're
point.
wait a second,
I'm
Percy.
not going to run away from that.
Percy.
You just got rude, so don't conflate my points with that. That's not what I said. I said they were oppressed.
Percy, do you know where your opinions come from?
Yes, I know where my opinions come from.
They reek of, like, white supremacy.
Yeah, say that to the Jew one more time, please.
No, I'm talking to you, your opinions.
I don't care what you think of my opinions, because it has nothing to do with that. At no point have I made a proclamation of supremacy. What proclamation of supremacy?
They didn't say you're a white supremacist. They said that your ideology or your ideas are
the idea that men as a subset are oppressed because of societal constraints that was how we fundamentally built society upon.
Who
Can you
built
see that can rub
Percy?
people up the wrong way?
Percy, who built the society?
Thank
A
you.
vast number of people in a vast number of groups.
No, Percy, because a certain group of society built our society and built our ideologies, and that group of society excluded other people's participation and ideas.
You mean like every single tribal state and nation state on the planet? It was a protectionary thing. You can go back throughout
Do
all of
white
human
men
history.
have to be? Are white men double like looking behind themselves when they walk?
Wait a
at night?
second. Wait a second. He just said a key piece of information. So they excluded other groups of people
Pretty much every
from
single
society. Wait a second.
Society.
Wait a second, Percy. Don't interrupt me. They excluded other groups of people and societies from participation of building and engineering in society as a state of protection. To protect who?
Who is they? Because the Chinese did it, the Japanese did it, Algonquia in Africa did it, Egypt did it.
Yes.
Most Arabic nations still do it to this day.
And
So
who are in the positions of power in those places?
in Algonquia, his name is Jassi Bavat. He's a black man.
His name?
Yeah.
His name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what's wrong with it being a him? The previous leader was a queen, and she ruled for 38 years, one of the longest reigning queens of Africa. Okay, so where's the issue?
You don't think that patriarchal ideologies exist in places that are not white?
Algonquia is a matriarchal society.
Okay.
So,
What percent of the world do they hold?
Oh, matriarchal societies now hold 3%?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, 3%.
Yeah. Historically, they held a lot more, particularly in native tribes, and actually quite particularly in China.
What happened to native tribes?
Depending on which native tribes you're talking about, loads of different things. I mean, the Aboriginals were matriarchal.
But where are they now?
Mostly disseminated throughout the population due to racial ideas.
What about the rest? Where are they?
Dead.
Interesting.
Invaded. Conquered.
Oh!
Why are you trying to attribute your values of modern day values on things that happened 400 years ago? Very different time, very different place. You don't have to agree with it, but you also have to understand that the logic framework that people worked on back then was not the same now. They didn't have the same information, they didn't know the same things, and they viewed the world in territorial means.
Verified.
Yeah.
Is there any way you can make me a mod real quick?
I just made Joe a mod.
Okay. There
you go, Joe.
There's some things in there. Cool. Never mind.
I thought you said Jill for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, if you want to toss it on this one. I don't do. I just hit the.
I'm still trying to see what the point behind these questions are.
Because you're saying, like, conquering other people and eradicating societies is okay.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Did anybody else catch that?
You can replay this live. I didn't say it was okay by any metric. I said you can't.
You're saying because it was, like, 400 years ago, it was okay. Why was it okay?
What I said. That's not what I said. I said you can't attribute modern values to historical precedents. You can't do that because you're going to come up with a different metric. Well, no, because you're going to come up with a different metric. So you're going to be justifying things. So let me finish. You're going to be justifying things with your knowledge and your experience in a time with more knowledge and experience than any other.
Percival, what if we got Percival, what if we got an indigenous panel up here? What would they think of this?
Depends on the group.
Oh my gosh.
No, it really does. Do you think all indigenous people agree? I would say that's pretty racist.
No, it's not.
It's not.
Like, you're a white man, bro. You're a white man. Come on.
How would it be?
No, actually, but thank you for your commentations on my passing. Thank you for that.
Well, you have the idea. You have very white supremacist ideologies. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, you do.
What is my ideology?
You're saying it's okay to
No, I
eradicate
didn't.
groups for the advancements of
No, I
society, and that
didn't.
we can't apply our
You
logics of
realize?
today to things that happened
Okay,
100 years
so
ago because we weren't
just
there. And I'm
no,
saying
that's not
that
what I said.
you're wrong.
No,
Yeah.
that's not what I said. But I do record these live, so thank you for the blatant bullshit there. That's not what I said. You can't attribute your modern values onto the values that were held at the time. You can't. You will come up with a negative sum.
And Percy, would you agree that
It's important to, so we don't relive the
No,
past.
I agree. I
Percy.
agree.
We don't have
Mhm.
the same fuck ups as we did back in the
I
day.
agree with that,
but what
but you
shaped
can't take context
society,
out of it.
what shaped society is important in this context, because what shapes society is the patriarchy, is patriarchal societies on the whole.
Well, that case,
Mhm.
absolute fear. You think about history. Now, how many wars can you name? How many devastations can you name? How many reasons can you name the thought? You'll come up with a massive sum for different variations and different reasons, all of which are horrible. But that is what formed early nations that became very tyrannical and lent towards tyranny.
All of which were patriarchal.
No, that's complete bullshit. Sorry, historical precedence is against
Okay,
it.
well, let's give Percy credit, except for maybe 3%.
No, that's 3% now. Historically, there have been matriarchal societies spanning the globe. Like China used to be predominantly matriarchal.
So what
England was
happened?
matriarchal
What
for a
happened to
long
the
time.
matriarchal societies, Percival?
Oh, some of them warred amongst themselves. Some of the groups
They became oppressed by white man.
in China. How about you
Sorry,
don't open
no,
your mouth
not
so
in
you don't
China.
lower
Sorry.
the
Okay,
IQ?
well, okay. Well, then they became oppressed by Asian men. They became oppressed by men. Men. Patriarchal. You don't think like the patriarchy applies to other countries, like countries of color? There's patriarchy in China. There's
I never
patriarchy
said that.
over in other civilizations. When we talk about our countries is a white supremacist patriarchy. Go to other countries that are not white, they are still oppressed by a patriarchy.
Okay.
White cis men are the top tier. White cis men are the top tier.
How are they top tier?
How are they top tier?
Yeah.
How are they
They're
not
in the
top
most
tier,
powerful
Percy?
positions in all the world. They're the richest, and
Of
they're the most
course,
powerful.
they're the ones stripping people of their rights, their fundamental rights,
Okay.
women's rights. They're making comments on women's bodies. They're telling trans people what to do.
Okay.
So the same people that say
So-
that I'm a man do not
So-
provide the same
Hold on, wait a second. So Percy, I'm gonna tell you, like, if you go into other lives, like black spaces, where they're very, like, Pan-African, they are blaming, like, white supremacy and colonization. So these are black countries that are patriarchal countries for things like LGBTQ. Like, they are blaming us for infection, the white supremacists, even though they're patriarchal. And they are suffering under like a patriarchy and patriarchal oppression. There's also an element of white supremacy, and there's like hardly any white people there, but the colonization and like what they claim are colonizing ideas are leaking over there.
Okay, so Pan-African lives.
Mhm.
Okay, Pan-African is a theory about the originations of the human species.
That is a theory, but there's also a movement to like
Which
bring
I've-
black
I've-
people together. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in those lives, and at no point have I heard them ever utter a sentence as vulgar as "it's white supremacists giving us LGBT." I don't know what lives you've been going into, but that has not been my experience. And I
Well, we can get Earth Unicorn in here. He sat on there with me for one, at least I know of, and listened to it. Yeah.
By all means, that does not seem to be the rule between a group.
Anthony, didn't we have a discussion about
Oh my
this?
goodness, why are you telling a group of BIPOC people what they are and are not doing, Percy?
I'm not telling a group. You are.
Because he feels privileged to do that because he's a man.
No. It's because I engage with these people in regular discourse. And actually
But have
like
you
some of
also
their
noticed
ideas.
that the conversation is really focused along Percy since he entered the room?
No, I've noticed that you try to make it about my race. what my race is.
No, making it about your
I don't know what
gender.
your race
No, you
is. I
made
do
Jude's
apologize.
made it about my race, and you have
I
made it
don't know
about
what
my
your race
gender.
is. I made an assumption that you were a white man.
Hi,
And my
Bernie. Oh, look, Percy, we have someone here to speak. Hi, Bernie.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop down.
Oh, hello, Bernie. We've had a conversation before. How are you
Oh,
doing?
really?
Yeah, we had a conversation. It was in that live where somebody was making comments on trans people. Me and you came in to defend them because they then tried to make it about child exploitation.
Ooh, that sounds like something I would do. So probably.
Yeah, it was
Bernie,
in
do you have
Forest's
any...
live.
Bernie, Percy, let Bernie speak. They're a new panelist. Go ahead, Bernie.
I just can't see the thingies. There we go. Are men oppressed as much as women are, but just differently? But by a system that they created. So like they're still
Yes.
oppressed by it, but they did create it. So it's kind of like
Mm.
absolutely not. Why would I do it to this person to keep me my rights? I literally had to steal them back from him. Probably Jesus is probably a super cool dude, and I can't assume that he would have been asexual. It makes sense that he was a queer. I wish I could pee where I please, but I'm like, I'm a scaredy cat. And yeah, I haven't heard the song, but like, if there's this much discourse about it being racist, it's probably racist.
Well, these are all the things that go on in small towns, actually, so I wanted to raise awareness about small towns.
Oh, abso-freaking-lutely, bro.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I call everybody bro, by the way, so I didn't mean to like misgender you by any chance. Just to spread some knowledge really quickly, because I've been doing this literally all day, and I've been being called a schmedophile. We all know that, like, grape and schmedophilia is power and not sex, right?
Yeah, that was the conversation we had in Forest Live, Bernie.
Percy, let Bernie talk.
Forest literally... She literally blocked me. All her friends blocked me. They won't let me in their lives anymore.
Oh, God,
They're
I'm
telling
sorry.
people to call CPS to my house. It's ridiculous.
You're choking me.
No, not at all.
I will straighten that out, because that ain't on.
No, you're fine.
No,
Hopefully
we're
the
not gonna be
things that
doing
I
that.
say.
Hold on a second. And I'm gonna let you go, Joe. So Bernie, Percy does not believe in the patriarchy.
Never said that.
Okay. Go ahead, Joe.
You're putting words in my mouth. Why would you do
real
that?
fast, JJ, you asked Anthony a question earlier, and before Anthony could answer, we all cut him off. And I just wanted to point that out because my man did not get to speak.
Oh, go ahead, Anthony. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
It's fine. I completely forgot what it was about.
Yeah, I think your question was asking if Anthony was there for a particular live, or if Anthony was there during a particular conversation that had to do with Pan-African stuff.
I don't know, but one of my mutuals just went live. I could invite him in, but I really don't want to discuss that with Percival. It's really not his business.
Again, making up the extinction.
Yeah, I just don't want to educate you about that, Percival.
You're not educating. No offense. You are not educating me about anything. Stop bringing race into this as if you know anything about me.
Oh my gosh,
I just wanted to say something to Percy because I made an assumption of Percy's race. What?
Right. First of all, I'm not being funny. But...
No, he's just a bigot and a racist, and I can't listen to it.
Is he
What just happened?
Yes, Percy, I can't.
Like,
I was literally gonna say, I made an assumption on Percy's race. I thought that he was a white man, and for that, I'm sorry.
You're telling me that Percy not white?
No, he is. He's white.
He is white.
He's
white passing, but he talks a lot of white supremacist language and a lot of racism, and I can't, Percy.
Ew, that's super gross.
I hate making assumptions on people's races, so I need to learn from that, actually. Like, I know I disagree with Percy wholeheartedly, but I need to stop making assumptions on people's races, you know what I mean?
No, definitely samesies. I definitely see my own prejudice when it comes to that. And then when I'm like wrong and they're like,
it's all self-hatred because they're the exact people they're bashing. I feel kind of slow, but like, we learn from our mistakes here, so we're good.
Percy, I don't know why you're saying your lies in the comments, and you keep coming around here knowing that most of us over here are not super fond of you.
He's just gonna cry about it. Just let him cry about it.
Yeah, Percy, a lot of your talking points are rooted in the patriarchy.
Percy,
And
you
most
told the host
specifically,
to say
the
that.
patriarchy that's rooted in white supremacy. And so you had your chance to talk. It was gross. So move
I
on.
love when people use gross.
Percy and I had some conversations where I did not agree with Percy at all.
No, it was gross. And he had his chance to say it, and he's done.
I will say I don't agree with a lot of what Percy says, and then we agree on other things. I don't think that he was
lying, Percy? Who is lying? Tell me who is lying.
I don't think he was understanding that what we were saying is that the patriarchy had a lot of the patriarchal beliefs are rooted in white supremacy.
110%. 110%, yeah.
But he talks about oppression. I'm sorry, and I'm not trying to dismiss his oppression, but he's not the most oppressed. BIPOC trans women are the most oppressed people. They have a expected life age between 30 and 35 years of age. So before you start saying, I'm oppressed, Mr. Percival, please acknowledge that there are people far more oppressed in our society.
Now, I do agree with you guys that BIPOC individuals definitely face more extreme discrimination, but I am not a fan of the whole oppression situation. One thing I like to think about is that everybody is oppressed. We're just oppressed in different ways, right? And we all receive that different ways. It does suck that my life expectancy is so low, but it would also suck if I had a super high life expectancy, but I was also expected to go through some really like tumultuous situations. So just like, perspective, like as a BIPOC individual who's also queer, and who's also like I fit into a lot of those marginalized communities, and something that I've learned being in a part of those is that it's when we try and put the oppression like worse or better, we just end up fighting each other, right? Instead
You're
of
right,
people
yeah.
are oppressing us.
You are right.
No.
You are
No, we don't. Hold on, please. We don't do the struggle Olympics, but what we don't allow men to do is come up here and tell us, like, they're not happening. Right?
So true. That is
And
also very true.
Yeah, and what we don't allow men to do is say there isn't, like, intersectionality or that, like, the patriarchy and those structures can't exist in other countries because they're not white, right? So, like, China is a patriarchy structure, even though they're not white.
Absolutely. Just because it's based in white supremacy doesn't mean it's based in supremacy. It's based in the idea that different can mean better, and that in some instances they think that it does mean better. And you can't say that that's the comments, not you guys.
Like, it's male supremacy, even though it's China, right? And so, like there's no concept or like structural whiteness there. It's still like male supremacy.
And also, when we think about it, there is a version of whiteness, right, in a lot of different societies, which is really just colorism all around the board. Because a lot of different cultures have different ways to rank people based on how dark and light they are. That doesn't even have anything to do with like why America does it, but like in a lot of Eastern Asian cultures, if you're darker, you're seen as less for their own reasons, right? That they have their own like insecurities and issues about. But it's a very common thing, using color as a way to divide people and then applying certain characteristics to people that are colored differently in order to create division within a community.
Hold on a second, I want to answer Percy. Percy, what I'm going to do, why don't you follow me? Okay, because sometimes I like to have lives where I'm private and only people who follow me, we can discuss these intense topics, but I don't want other people to hear what you're saying out loud because they won't understand you, and that way you can have a chance to speak freely without offending the rest of the world.
I also followed you, Percy, so feel free to follow me back so we can have some conversations. I love speaking with the opposition. I love spreading knowledge, and I love hearing new perspectives. So, like, hit me up, my guy.
some of the things you were saying about like the past and other things I were very offensive, and I don't want people to think I support that. So Percy, just follow me. I'll follow you back, and like I have lives where I put my account private and only followers can join.
That's
Percy, just follow me.
Yeah.
That's so arrogant, Percy. Nothing what I am saying is
Yeah.
wrong. I mean, how arrogant is that? At least I know when I'm fucking up when I speak. Like when I speak your face, or that I assume that you were right. I admitted that I was wrong, and I apologize. That is so arrogant. Like, I like to learn from people. I like to learn from people who've had different experiences than I have, from different walks of life. Like, that is so
You sound
arrogant.
super cool.
And I don't think you're disgusting. I don't have anything personally against you, right? I don't understand. My head.
Like, Percy
how do you
is
all feel about
Percy
sports
is
sports?
very
Sorry.
intelligent, and
You can be
but
intelligent and not be
speaks.
arrogant.
No, let me finish, please. And he just speaks in a very condescending way, and
Bye,
doesn't want to
Bernie.
listen. Doesn't want to listen to anyone else.
Yeah, and Percy, I don't know if you're still here, but so on my panels, I drop people if you do a lot of interrupting and talking over, especially people with mask or male presenting voices. So you have to learn to stop interrupting and talk over.
And find some humility.
No, you're not coming back up tonight, Percy. I will hold spaces again soon where the lives are more private, and that way you can say things that might be offensive to others without people like judging you or judging me.
They didn't call you a white supremacist, Percy. They said you had white supremacist ideology, and the way you were coming across had that kind of smell to it. And if somebody said that to me, I would listen to that whether I was Jewish or whether I was whatever, right? Come on, you're playing the victim. You're playing the victim card.
Yeah, so Percy, people who are like not white or Jewish can also say rhetoric that's based in white supremacy.
I said the wrong thing to you, Percy. When I assumed your ethnicity, right? I assumed you're a white man, and I was corrected and I was put in my place. That shows a bit of humility.
Well, he is white presenting. I've seen him with the camera on.
You've been given the opportunity to come back, and you don't need to tell us that you're recording. So take the win and go.
Hold on, Zier. We do see you. I'm going to explain to you in a minute. Okay, Percy, I do have to mute you so we can address some other people in the comments because you're taking up too much time. Just for a few minutes.
I mean, Percy has already said that he's not willing to come back up again.
Oh my god, what lies?
And so at this point, if he's not willing to come back up or willing to talk or anything like that, he can keep scrolling. It's fine. It's not
No, I won't let him back up because I don't like his rhetoric, and I gave him enough time. Okay, so Zier, hold on, let me talk to Zier. So the Small Towns is a reaction to the song. I find that song very racist and gross. So I am bringing awareness to the actual activities that do go on in small towns. So in small towns we have meth. We have the destruction of black property when they try to move into small towns. In small towns, the rate of violence is 38 to 1,000 versus 13 to 1,000 in the city. Domestic violence from the good old boys. Chris Watts is a good example of that. The rates of missing and exploited women and kids, especially indigenous women that live in the surrounding area. Schmecks and human trafficking is prevalent in small towns. Church SA, prevalent. And also, you have your gay and trans people just happily living in the small towns, living our lives quietly and going to the bathroom. So those are things that actually happen in small towns. I'm just bringing awareness to actual small town life. Yes. Percy, hon, I'm not letting you up tonight. You said your piece for one night. And that
Can I
song was,
see Andy pop in?
I don't know. That song was very gross and I did not like it, so I thought I would let everybody know what actually goes on in small towns.
Can we clarify something really quick for Percy? I know. That we're not calling him a white supremacist.
No, a lot of his talking points was rooted in, like, rhetoric.
Thank you.
Yes. Percy, we were not calling you one. It was the rhetoric. I like him. He's very intelligent, but the rhetoric, it was the rhetoric, Percy. And you will, Percy, when I have a closed live and you want to talk about these things, we can do it.
I mean, you can understand the how a Jewish man would feel about being called white supremacist. So I just
yeah. I don't know if he's still in here, Percy, but like, it affects us all. So like, non-white people, Jewish people, can often say this rhetoric as well. It's the rhetoric. It's not the person.
My Snapchat is gonna blow up later.
Well, he's the one that said it. He said the rhetoric. What did he expect? No repercussions?
No, I told him he called you to see you next Tuesday. He would have dropped somebody from his panel who called him a name like that. So.
Oh, he called me a cunt?
Mm-hmm.
I love that word.
I do too.
He speaks with such condescension.
He is very intelligent for his age.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it comes across, his tone can be sound condescending. I think that's also part of the British charm.
I know, but a lot of his talking points are based in a supremacist ideology, and he doesn't understand that. We try to tell him, and we're like, look, this is where we don't agree. These are like supremacist talking points, especially over here in the USA. And he's like, no, they're not. And we're like, yeah, they are.
This is a conversation I have with a lot of the MRAs who really want to. I think it's possible to shine a light on men's mental health and the necessity for that.
Yes.
And also recognize that men are not the ones we need to focus on when it comes to oppression.
And and also when he's speaking like with these kind of like supremacist talking points, it sounds almost like radicalization. And what I was trying to explain to him when he was saying, like, we can't apply a modern thought process to things that happened like 100 or 400 years ago. Yes, we can, because back then there were people who thought like us and didn't like what was happening. And people that thought like you were oppressing those that thought like us. Like, yes, we can. Like, so we can. We absolutely can.
I will tell you now, he's going to ask for proof that there are people who think like us back then.
Oh my god!
So before you have that conversation with him, make sure you pull books and shit.
Stats and facts?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we have Heath coming up. It's okay, Percy. Hi, Heath.
How's it going?
Good.
Do you guys think that Jason's song is racist?
Yep.
Yes, we think it's terrible.
Yes.
Okay. Can you say any other song in the whole entire world isn't
There's
racist?
loads. There's loads.
Yes.
Yeah, sure there are.
Okay, so
I tend not
what
to
makes
listen
this
to racist
song
music.
any different than any other song that has been racist?
How does that make it okay?
Yeah,
how does that make it okay?
Yeah.
What the actual fuck?
No, it doesn't make it okay. But it's 50-50.
They're not number one hits?
What?
They aren't number one hits that are being praised by a particular political party that already has white supremacist ideologies like woven into it.
But I mean, it's 50-50. I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it isn't not racist, but there's some stuff that he touches on which is good.
What is your point, Heath?
that not everything from the song is racist.
Okay, so let's say there's two things from the song that's racist, and
Well, it wasn't like he was like, I shouldn't say that. He was just
If
trying
he
to.
wasn't trying to be racist, if all of those things that I'm pointing out were accidentally racist, why didn't he remove those things from the song, from the music video? Why did he stand behind it and say, get everybody behind it?
yeah, why didn't you tell everybody get over it? I'm gonna like he didn't. Did you see like his statement that he saw nothing wrong with it?
I mean, I just like his statements, but the protests.
What about a protest from Germany?
Well, he's talking about the city
Toronto.
protests that have been lately.
Yeah, but
What about them?
None of that footage was from any of those protests. They were from protests in Germany and in Toronto.
And
actually, I looked into that. They're not. They're from major cities.
So
outside of this country.
Did you look at my stats on the board and what actually happens in small towns? What do you have to think about that?
I mean, I live in a small town.
So do we.
I don't have no meth on around.
Okay, and
Well, you're
but
lucky.
look at what actually happens in small towns. Why didn't he make a video choosing to end any of this stuff instead of focusing on what happens in other places? Like, why didn't he want to help like DV victims or exploitation or churches? Why didn't he want to bring awareness to the actual things that happen in small towns?
Maybe he didn't want to. His choice.
But look at the rate. Wait a minute, Heath. Look at the rate of violence. So it's 38 to 1,000 in small towns versus 13 to 1,000 in the cities. So like, it would seem that the violence is higher in the suburbs than it is in the cities. So why didn't he do that?
We don't actually have proof that it is.
We do. I have links and stats to it.
So.
When the host is finished, I have a question for Heath. But once the host is finished, my apologies for interrupting.
No, so Heath, we do. We have links and stats and rural health info, and that breaks it up. So we do have proof. But what happens is, like, people like good old boys, men in the patriarchy, like to point fingers at other people and other groups and say they're the bad guys. But we do have proof. Go ahead, Jude.
Heath, I'm learning from my mistakes. So, by any chance, you're a white man?
Yes.
Right. So quite often, I'm a white person as well, right? So quite often on TikTok at the moment, a large amount of the BIPOC community are telling us that this song is racist. So if they are telling us that this song, I haven't listened to the song because I refuse to listen to the bullshit, but the BIPOC community have expressed that this is a racist song affecting them as a people. Do you not believe them?
I mean, the biggest thing with me is like, I don't want to believe them, but at the same time, it's...
You don't want to believe them?
Well, I've never really seen those videos, so it's like, I've never...
What the hell?
How old are you?
Me, I'm 18.
So the BIPOC community are telling you...
Heath, why didn't they use any videos from like J6? Any videos of like after a football game when like white men are really mad, their team lost, and they tear up all the town and the small businesses and burn like cars? Why didn't they use that footage?
Because...
Were you in the music video, Heath? Were you an extra?
Me?
Because you kind of you're fitting the mold of an extra in his video.
Can I talk to the host? Because...
Yeah, go ahead, answer my question. Go ahead and answer my question, Pete. Why didn't they use any of those videos of like white men doing the after sports riots or J6 videos, like white men's like violence? Why didn't they use that?
I've noticed is that he if you don't think he's making so much money because he's smart about it, but he's not doing the right way.
Oh my God! How can you justify racism, bro?
Heath, it is smart to profit off marginalized people.
So you're saying he's smart. What he did, what he
but
did.
I don't think it was all right though.
Not all right in any sense.
When Lizzo had a song out and she used a word in it that we would in Europe is considered a slur, Lizzo said, "Oh, I didn't know that," and re-released the song without that word in it. Why hasn't Jason Aldean done the same?
Because he knew his song was racist and he knew the dog whistles in it, and he's a racist.
That's my opinion, but I'm asking who.
Imagine justifying racism. Imagine being so arrogant.
Wait, I want Keith to answer my question.
Sorry.
Why didn't Keith use any footage of white men tearing up cars in small businesses after a football game, or white men protesting and tearing apart the Capitol? Because that's inner city violence. Why didn't he use that, Heath?
Because he's trying to make it look good on small towns.
Why didn't he use any of that footage?
To not make him look bad.
Oh.
I'm not sticking up for him. I'm just sticking up for some of his lyrics that he said.
Then if you're not sticking up for him, why are you here?
Just to talk to you about it. I can't talk.
But so you know he's a piece of shit, and he's a good old boy who's protecting men that do violence by using other people's like protest in defense of their human rights as a dog whistle. So you're sticking up for the good old boys too.
No, not really. I mean,
no, you're not holding other men accountable, and Jason's not holding other men accountable. You all just cover up for each other. So why are you here?
Just to talk about it. I mean, I'm not doing anything wrong. Just to talk about it. First Amendment right, but First Amendment right.
So.
Well, there's no amendment rights for men here. Bye, Heath. He's the runner.
Oh, Lord. It's
what
a private
liberty.
app. And...
What a fucking liberty.
Who played that? Who did
Sean. It? Sean.
What? Dukes of Hazzard's problematic.
Just a good old boy. Don't mean doing no harm.
Well, he had some good points in the song.
Oh man, the flag popped up right in the video. Okay.
What were the good points and the harm? Like, don't do the violence in our small towns that we do to like the Capitol and small businesses around the sports arena when we get mad. Like, what do you mean?
Anthony's back.
Yeah, my app was messing up, and then I had to take my dog for a walk.
Oh, Kayla.
Well, hey there, cutie.
You can come up and talk, Kayla. As long as you're over 18, you look really young in your profile.
I'm confused with Kalea, because, like, the guy was just up here defending that song. Like, how can you, like, I'm a white person, right?
Well, we got
and
Kayla.
I've heard Sorry, host. Sorry, I do apologize over people. I'm trying to learn to calm myself down. I've got actual issues with that, so I do apologize.
It's okay. Hi, Kayla.
Hey, it's Kalea, and
Oh, sorry.
I just joined, and like I didn't hear nothing that happened before that, so I don't know what guy you talked about.
Oh, just a racist coming up here to defend the racist song.
Oh, well, yeah, I was serious about is this satire, because you know some people post stuff like this and they just assholes. Buttholes.
Yeah, we were being a buttholes who were racist.
Oh, okay.
And he ran away.
I should have joined earlier.
He ran away.
Yeah, we were having fun with him. Yeah, we were just being a butthole to a racist, that's all.
Okay. For the weed comment that was made about burning down small businesses, what was that about?
Oh, so you know how like white men go to like a football game and their sports teams loses, and then they go out and they like riot and burn down all the small businesses and cars. Like, how come Jason Aldean didn't use any of that footage?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I was so confused. I was just trying to get caught up. That was all.
Yeah, like, or how come he didn't use any of like the January 6th footage of like white men tearing down the Capitol, or like tearing shit up after a sports game and burning down all the small businesses and cars and property?
And that is a really good point. And I think it's also very important to point out that white men are the ones that start the wars, and white men are the ones that basically lead America into shit, like absolutely. But nobody ever points it
Yeah.
out.
No, so
Or what about
hold on a second, Jess. I wanted to point out that these are actual things that happen in small towns, like meth, burning down black churches and businesses when the black community tries to set up like a community in small towns. The actual rates of violence are 38 to 1,000 versus 13 to 1,000, so small town being 38. DV from Good Old Boys, Chris Watts being a good example. Missing and exploiting women and kids, especially of indigenous women if they live in the surrounding area. Human and schmex trafficking, Church SA. And, gay and trans people live noticed in these small towns BP and don't harm anyone. So this is actual small town life.
So you're not in favor of trafficking?
What was that?
You're not in favor of trafficking, correct?
No, we are not in favor.
Okay, well that Bernie person thinks that traffickers and people who harm children should not get any jail time whatsoever. Just to let you know, that Bernie person you had up here is a very much a sympathizer for those kinds of people who do horrible things to children.
Who's Bernie?
I never heard that from Bernie. I heard quite the opposite.
No, they were just on another live, and I asked them, and they were very open about it. I don't have a screen recording or anything like that, but next time they're up here, just ask them, and they'll tell you, because they were very open about how they don't believe that people who harm children should get any jail time whatsoever.
We will.
What was in favor of the song?
No.
No, she did not support
Bernie
the
came up
song.
to talk to Percival.
They said it with their whole chest. Like, yes, I do believe that they said that they believe that they should get no punishment whatsoever for their crimes. Other than
Yeah, I don't believe that's true. I've never heard Bernie.
that's what they said. They said all they should get is.
Yeah, I mean, it's honest. I've had somebody make a video of me calling me a P3 deal on this app, and I've never, ever.
It's fine, Jill. You can just ask Bernie, like I did, because I didn't know either until someone else said it. And then I was on the live and saw Bernie on there, and I asked, and Bernie said, yes, they should get no jail time, only therapy.
Well, maybe we should request Bernie.
I'm not mutuals with Bernie. That was the first time I ever met them, ever.
Cool. I've only heard Bernie speak to the opposite. Your place has so that would be bizarre to me.
Is Bernie part of the community?
I'm not sure. That was the first time I ever met them.
I've never asked outright.
Yeah.
Who was being trafficked?
So Minx,
Well, yeah, that's on their own. I guess just ask them, because that's literally what I did, and they confirmed it. They were like, yes, this is what I believe. I don't think they should have jail time. They said they don't think they should have jail time because they don't believe in jails, and the only punishment they should get is prison, and the only punishment they could get is therapy because they already feel bad enough about it. That was what they said. That was what they said. They said they feel bad enough about it already, so their moral consequences will be enough.
Oh, I will ask. I'm all about holding people accountable. I'll ask them if I ever see them again. Yeah. But schmex and human trafficking is prevalent in small towns. It's one of the biggest places it goes on because that's where like these people can hide and do these crimes.
Ohio is our number one in most states.
Yeah. I mean, yes, Jude, yes, it's true. I mean, I wish I could invite them back, but we're not mutuals. I just met them today on the panel. Minx, did you used to go by the name Mexi?
No, never. I only go by the name Mexi.
Okay.
That was a name. I have a few accounts, but my name is some variation of Minx on all my accounts, so it would always show up as Minx.
No, because your voice sounds familiar.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know who Mexi is. That was never me.
Okay.
Minx isn't Mexi.
Minx isn't Mexi.
No,
Mexi's spicy.
I don't know who that is. No,
Lexi's
no,
underage.
I just can't believe that they said what they said and they didn't hesitate to say it. So it's just crazy to me that they believe that. And listen, there's people on this app who, I don't know. Listen,
Oh no, I'm writing the username down and making a note. I
yeah,
write this stuff down to make sure I ask.
because listen, if people find certain things such as sympathizing for those type of people, sympathizing for white nationalists, white supremacists, as some things that are just lines that they draw. So I don't think that people who sympathize for child touchers, people who sympathize for any type of white supremacists, are people that we should be associating with, and that's all. And that doesn't mean I'm trying to police your lives, but I just know that most people would probably feel the same way. So when I see that kind of person, I would warn people that that's that type of person.
It wouldn't be the first time I've heard someone say one thing in a live and say something completely different in another. So,
I mean, maybe they did say something else in a different live. I just know that I heard that they were getting banned from lives for saying that type of stuff. So then when I saw them on one of my friends' lives about a couple hours ago, I asked them, I was like, wait, are you going around saying this, this, and this because I've heard this about you? And they confirmed it. They were like, yes, that is what I believe.
Yeah, well, I wrote the username down and it made a notation, so if they pop up in my live again, I'm going to ask and get a confirmation, yes or no, on their belief system.
Yeah,
You know,
and
Jesus.
probably make sure that they're prison abolitionists, or are they specifically simping for PT videos? I think there would be a difference there, and then I would also find a difference as a queer person. I want to know a little bit more about what the whole framework is around that, because a lot of people were saying that.
Rachel, I don't get into that much detail. Like, either you believe they... no, it's either...
To know what the hell we're
She
talking
said
about.
she said the only punishment that she thinks they should receive is simply to be taken out of society into some sort of therapeutic, some sort of therapy to make them realize what they did was wrong, and then they should just come back into society. That's what she said.
But are they advocating for P3DOs? Are they advocating for P3DOs?
Okay, I'm over the discussion of the P3DOs right now.
Okay,
it just draws in weirdos.
I don't want to derail your whole live. I'm gonna go. I just wanted to let you know because some people don't like associating with those type of people. So that's the only reason why I came to let you know that.
No, but if we start talking about like those groups of people and weirdos.
Yeah, they're gonna start coming.
I get it.
Hello, Smoke.
I understand that you don't want to get into that. It was just something I wanted to let you know because some people don't like to associate with that sort of stuff. That's all.
I don't, but I don't want to talk about it too much because then it brings in the weirdos.
I got you.
Like
Thank you, Minx.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, Smoke.
What's up? Are y'all talking about that dumbass song?
Yes and no. We don't like the song, so I wanted to bring awareness of what actually goes on in small towns.
Oh yeah, I'm from a small town, so I can. Yeah. I'll give you an example. Like in my small town, like the year or like a year before or something, the schools were integrated. There was a private school that was built.
Oh, he went offline. I didn't kick him. Don't know what happened.
Realist in the comments, are you trying to say that white people experience racism?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That they're alluding to that.
For the love of God.
Because white people always experience. Oh, my voice! Oh my goodness! Because white people always experience racism. Obviously.
Well, I gotta shut down, because my iPad just gave me the battery is dying signal. Like I told you, I couldn't find my recharging cord.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you for letting me up.
Yeah, no, I ordered a new cord. So, it'll be here in a few days. But I can go live on my phone in a little while.
Okay.
But I want to, shut... Oh, you're welcome. I want to shut this down and download the background before my iPad dies. I might be able to tape up the cord. Alright, bye-bye.
All right, bye.